Hey guys, I'm Sarah. Do you have goals for your business? I hope so. Are you the type of person that sets New Year's resolutions? Do you set goals? Today, we are talking about why you should set SMART goals for your business. A SMART goal is an acronym, and I will tell you what that stands for in the video. I am a goal setter. I love setting goals. I love creating vision boards. I love being future focused. I have had a lot of practice over the years and have learned a few tricks, and these tricks have helped me accomplish more and be less overwhelmed. There's something so satisfying about being able to cross off a goal, to be able to complete a goal, to make it to the finish line. Why are goals so important? They give us direction. They help us move in the direction that we want to go. I went paddleboarding for the first time, and I thought I understood what to do. You try and stand up, you use your paddle to move where you want to go. Nothing to it, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. The problem was I wanted to go one way, but that wasn't the way I was going. I was going the complete opposite direction. I was getting so frustrated. My boyfriend at the time was like, "Hey, I thought you were going over here." I'm like, "Yes, that's where I'm going." He's like, "That's not where you're going." I'm like, "I know, but that's where I'm trying to go, and I'm not going over there. I'm going over here." I was just so frustrated. I was getting a little ticked. I was tired. I was frustrated because it wasn't working. I couldn't figure it out. And he wasn't helping. But then he said, "Where are you looking? Where do you want to go?" "Well, I want to go over there, over by that tree." "Okay. And is that where you're looking?" "Well, I'm looking kind of like in front of my paddleboard." He suggested that I look further down. Look at the tree. Look at that tree as if you're going there. Don't focus on the closeness, focus on the farther goal, the tree down the way that you want to go to. And it was like magic. All of a sudden, I was going where I wanted to go. I was too close to it that I wasn't able to move where I wanted to go. It wasn't for lack of wanting or trying. I was doing everything I thought I should be doing. I just needed to focus on the end result, where I wanted to go, and put my focus out in that future, out in the area or where I wanted to go, not in the immediate area. The same thing applies to our goals, personal goals, business goals, whatever you are trying to accomplish. You need perspective. You need an endpoint. You need something to paddle towards. You also need to be able to reflect on your goals and your progress every so often to make sure you are still on target. So you don't want to set your sight for that tree, for that end result, for that goal that you're pursuing, and never look at it again. If you ever have heard about how airplanes navigate, they use a very sophisticated system where if you veer off even a little bit, it corrects you to go back to the path that you had originally navigated towards. If there weren't those slight adjustments throughout the flight, then even though you had set your end point to be Miami, you could end up in South Carolina because those little slight changes that you're not aware of pull you off in a different direction. So we need checkpoints within our goals to make sure that the endpoint that we have in mind is still in view, that we need to make adjustments to what we're doing, to pivot, to make sure that that endpoint is still in alignment. We will have to make slight adjustments, refocus to be able to hit those endpoints. It's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day tasks, the things that we have to do, the things that we need to do, but don't necessarily move us forward, move us toward our goal. You need goals to give you direction, focus, and momentum. We need to look at tasks that help us move that needle forward, move that big domino that help our goals be achieved. So, in addition to the day to day, which is like looking at just the end of that paddleboard, we need to set tasks that help us move in our goals, move us forward, create that momentum, help us achieve the goal that we've set. We want to continually look for that tree, that end result that we're looking for. If you haven't been paddleboarding, you can try this experiment. Try walking on a curb like you used to do when you were in elementary school. Put your arms out for balance and pretend like it's a balance beam. Look just a few inches ahead of the tips of your shoes. It becomes very difficult to keep your balance, to stay on that balance beam. Now, if you try it again and you look out towards your mailbox or your neighbor's house or the tree down the lane, it's much easier to stay balanced, on target, where you want to go. It's also easier. It's not as much of a struggle. You aren't fighting for every step forward. Another interesting thing about goals is when you set goals, you give your brain a job to do. It's like giving a dog a task, a job, a command that they need to focus on. Your brain will search for evidence to assist you in this goal, to help you accomplish what you've set out to do. It will search for solutions to questions you're stuck on. Have you ever been in the shower or driving your car when all of a sudden a thought, a solution, an aha moment happens? Something you've been struggling with for hours, days, weeks, and here's the solution clear as day. And you're like, duh, why was this so hard? Why was I struggling so hard with this? It just seems so obvious. So let's talk about setting business goals. A SMART goal. A SMART goal is an acronym for S, specific, M, measurable, A, achievable, R, relevant, and T, time bound. Specific, S, what do I want to accomplish? You want to narrow down this as much as possible. Be precise. Measurable, M, how will I measure my progress? How will I know when it is accomplished? How will I know if I've met my goal? Achievable, A, is it reasonable to complete the goal in the time allotted? Relevant, R, does this align with my values, with my long-term goal? Time bound, T, when can I accomplish this goal? Set a deadline for yourself. It shouldn't be an open-ended goal. It needs to have a deadline. When setting goals, it's a good idea to have your big audacious goal, this huge goal that you want to meet, but break it down into bite-sized pieces. Break it down into something manageable. A British friend of mine always had this saying of, how do you boil the ocean? One cup at a time. Meaning you can't boil the entire ocean at once, but you can take one cup, boil it, and you do that over and over and over. Take bite-sized pieces, small pieces of each goal. So you take your big audacious goal and you break it down into smaller and smaller pieces, manageable pieces that you can comprehend, that you don't get overwhelmed with, and you can move forward. So work backwards. Create your big audacious goal and then break it down into smaller goals and then smaller goals until you have a plan for each day, each week, each month until you're able to accomplish that goal. And then move on to the next goal and the next goal. And then by the time your timeline is complete, you have accomplished this huge goal that you thought, oh, wow, can never do that. And you did because you didn't overwhelm yourself, because you did it in smaller pieces. It's like climbing this huge flight of stairs. You've got 100-floor skyscraper that you're trying to reach the top. If you think of, oh, wow, I've got like a zillion stairs that I have to climb, it becomes overwhelming. Your brain starts to shut down. It's like, I don't even want to start because that's too much work. But if you think, okay, I am going to climb the first 10 flights and then see where I'm at. And if that's too overwhelming, I'm going to start with the first flight and see what happens. So you climb each stair, each stair, each stair. And in no time at all, you've hit your first flight of stairs. Like, okay, cool, I got this. Let's go for one more. You get to the second flight, and then the third flight, and the fourth flight. And these are all smaller goals. You accomplish your first goal, your second goal, your third goal, your fourth goal. Before you know it, you're at the 50th floor. And you look down, you're like, wow, I have made a ton of progress. And you look up and you're like, wow, I can do this. It's step by step, a piece at a time. So here's an example of a SMART goal. Specific, S. I want my Etsy business to make $75,000 in sales. Measurable, M. Each month, I will check my progress. I will look at all my statistics. I will make a plan for the next month based on what's selling well and what's not selling. Achievable. A. Yes, I will set smaller goals every month to help my larger goal be more achievable and easier to reach. Relevant. R. Yes, this is absolutely aligns with my short-term goals and my long-term goals. Time-bound. T. I will achieve my goal of making $75,000 in my Etsy shop by December 31st. Now, breaking that down even further into more manageable bite-sized pieces. Specific, S, I want my Etsy business to make $6,250 in sales in January. I will optimize my listings. I will add 5 new listings. I will run 4 sales. I will advertise with a budget of $75 a day on 8 listings. Measurable. M. Every week, I will check my progress. I will look at all of my statistics. I will make a plan for the next week based on what's selling well and what's not selling. Achievable. A. Yes, I will set smaller goals every week, every day to help my larger goal be more achievable and easier to reach. Relevant. R. Yes, this absolutely aligns with my short-term and long-term goals. Time-bound. T. I will achieve my goal of making $6,250 in my Etsy shop by January 31st. Now, by having these smaller goals every week, every day, you're looking at your statistics. You're looking at, hey, how am I doing? What's my progress? You can make slight adjustments when you know you're off target. When you're not making the sales that you need to reach that goal, you can make a plan of action to figure out what to do next. Okay, well, I haven't hit my sales for this week. So what am I going to do to make up for that? Do I need to add more listings? Do I need to add another sale? Do I need to send an email with an invitation to come to my store? Do I need to make a social media post? What can I do to bring in more sales to make sure that I reach my goal of $6,250 by the end of January? If you don't look at it every week, every day, then at January 31st and you look at your total and you're $3,000, you're halfway from your mark because you haven't been updating your work. You haven't been adjusting, making slight pivots to make it achievable. Now, what happens if you make those slight adjustments? You do work every day and every week to make those slight adjustments, but you still don't hit that target. Does that mean that you shouldn't have set that goal? No, absolutely not. Are you further ahead than you would have been if you hadn't made that goal? If you are, then that's a win. You need to fill in that gap of what's not working. What do I need to learn in order to make that much money in this amount of time? What do I need to do? What kind of actions do I need to take to make it for next month? So I hope that was helpful to go through a SMART goal and what it means and why we set goals for our business, for our personal lives, whatever you want to accomplish. I hope that gives you more drive to set your own goals of and think about what you want. I will include a worksheet for the SMART goal that you can download. I'll include the link below. If you have questions about this process, if you have questions about anything in Etsy business or entrepreneurship, please leave a comment below. And please like and subscribe if you like my videos. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.